What was the bad experience you had on the first film?
Well, yeah, it's been long enough. Nobody's going to get their feelings too hurt. Well, the director made certain that I knew I was not his choice for the film every single day. The producers and the studio, I was their choice, but he wanted a different actor, and every single day, man, he was just on my case. If I left my mouth open, he'd say, "You look stupid when your mouth's open. Close your mouth." And I'm just like, dude, get off my case. And then there was like a stunt where they to save money, sent the stunt crew home, and they wanted me to drive this dinghy with an outboard motor over the wake of this boat, right? And I'm sitting there going, did Freddie Heiss approve this? And he's like, Freddie Heiss was the stunt coordinator. He's like, oh, yeah. He did not, by the way. Freddie's an amazing stunt coordinator and always had all the actors back in that movie. He was great, not good, great. He did the sequel as well. And hell of a horseback rider, too. He did like a bunch of Westerns and stuff. So any like horse stunts, like all those big turns, he's a master. So anyway, we do the rehearsal, and the boat is not safe to do this jump. And I fly out of the boat, and it goes right over my head, the outboard engine. And I can feel, I don't know how close it was, but it felt like it was a millimeter away. And I get out of the water, and I'm pissed. And I'm like, where's Freddie Heiss? Where is it? Because I'm mad at Freddie. And the first AD, Lewis, I can't believe I remember his name. He's a good guy. He goes, he didn't want to say it. He's like, they sent him home. And I'm like, what? And the director comes up to me and he goes, you told me you knew how to drive a speedboat. And I'm like, yes, I do. That's not a speedboat. Yeah. It's a dinghy with an outboard motor. You're mad at me? You're mad at me? And he's like, well, we have to do it again. I'm like, I'm not doing that again. You're crazy. And every single day was just him letting me know that I wasn't good enough. And it was my first movie, really, my first big movie. I'd done a little thing called To Jillian on her 37th birthday, and a little movie called The House of Yes with Mark Waters, who was wonderful, and Michael Pressman, who was wonderful. But this was my first lead, and he was on my case. And I remember Ryan coming up to me every day and just going, remember what booked you this movie. Screw this guy. Like, trust your instincts. Don't do anything he says. Do what got you the role. And I'd always be like, yeah, but he's like, don't listen to him. And Ryan had a lot of experience. He came up in soaps, and he'd already been in the business a while. Sarah had been doing it since she was 4. I'm sure Love had been doing it since she was 4. I'd been doing it for a year, 1 year. I had no experience. I was super green. And not in the cool Chris Tucker Fifth Element way, not like super green, no experience, and not a lot of confidence. And so Ryan was like, and Sarah was super cool too, but obviously it worked out for us. But yeah, I remember Ryan just being like, remember what got you auditioned 5 times for this thing, all right? You know what to do, everything's cool. I'm like, yeah, all right, okay. And so that he was always real good to me on that movie. We didn't like remain close or anything like that, but I'm sure if we saw each other, it would always be all love. But that's those were the 2 people that I mainly leaned on, because a director was just hated me, man. And that's cool, but you don't have to let me know every single day. Whereas Danny Cannon on the second one was like, look, mate, I need another month and another $10 million to make this great, but they're not going to give it to me. So here we go. And I was like, bro, guerrilla warfare, let's do it. Like, whatever you need, I'll hold a light. Like, I'll hold a boom. He was just so respectful and cool and professional. And I think in the modern era, especially through social media, we've blended the words dignity and respect, right? And they mean the same thing. And I'm here to tell you they do not. Dignity and professionalism should be offered to everyone. Respect should be earned on a case-by-case, person-to-person basis. You should be offered the opportunity to earn respect. But if you're just expecting it out the gate, you've just been brainwashed by ESPN highlights and athletes going, I'm going to take my respect. You can't. Like, you have to earn it. And that's why no one respects you. So Danny gave me that opportunity to earn his respect. And during rehearsals, I felt like I really did, mainly because he said so. I was like, I'm going to really lean on you through this, and we're going to be in this together. And I was like, brother, I love that more than anything. And I didn't even tell him how horrible the first experience was, because I just felt so much positivity from that dude. And he was a tough director, but he didn't expect anything from you that he wouldn't expect from himself. And I'm fine with that. Like, as long as I see you walking the walk, then you can talk whatever you want, and I'll be there for you. I'll run through a wall, a drywall. But yeah, man, I was very grateful for that second experience because I was so soured by the first one. And I've been looking for a horror movie ever since.
We're really bearing the lead that you almost died on the first.
I don't know if I would
If that outboard hit you in the head,
Yeah, but
you wouldn't be sitting here right now.
Yeah, it was. I mean, I can laugh about it now. At the time, I was, obviously and rightfully so, pissed off.
Think of the irony of dying on the set of a horror movie.
Yeah, that would be very Phantom of the Opera cursed type.
Yeah.
There might not have been a sequel. You never know.